Hi guys, Nicole here. Welcome to another episode of Minecraft ASMR. There are a few different things I want to show you in this video. This one here is called Tinker's Construct. I've been quite busy since the last episode. And basically what this construct does, this big tank full of molten metal, it allows me to make tools of very high quality. And it's really a pretty nifty system. As you can see, I've already made up some tools, the purple things in my inventory. I have an axe that fells trees if you cut the bottom log. I've got a shovel that digs a 3x3 area, and I've got 3 hammers that all dig a 3x3 area. And so basically to use this, you make your stone tool casts, and then you use gold to make patterns. And once you have your patterns, you can go ahead and just pour molten metal straight into it, and that's how you get your tool bits, which you use to make your tools. So you can see that I'm just making up some of the tool casts, or not casts, the basic materials. And I could make stone tools if I was so inclined, but stone's not very good, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm just using molten gold to create the patterns. And now I'm going to switch it over to Manjelin, which is a mix, an alloy of both cobalt and ardite, which are usually found in the nether, but which I've got enough to make seeds from, so I've been growing enough. Believe me, it's a lot faster and a lot easier than scouting the nether, because they are super rare. And you can see now that I'm enhancing the tools with balls of moss. What these do is they put auto repair on, so as I use the tools, they will automatically repair themselves over time. And I think that's really quite neat. What I should have done, and I didn't do, is put redstone on them, which would make them dig faster. And I'll do that at a later time, probably off camera, but yeah. You get balls of moss by using mossy cobblestone, so I'm going to run out here and need some more, so yeah, you'll see the farm has been running quite efficiently, and it's actually too efficient. This thing will ultimately shut down. I added another bunch of layers on top of it, and it'll eventually get so full that it just grinds to a halt, so I need to take care of that, and I'll take care of that a bit later this episode. I'll implement the startings of a sorting system. So yeah, you can see moss stone, and I'm wondering how to make it, because I thought I had nature essence, but I guess I don't, so fluid transposer is what I need. And to make a fluid transposer, I need all sorts of other things. So let's see what we need. It's not too hard. I've got most of the stuff already made up. I used a lot of materials when making all the harvesters and all the whatchamacallits. The planters. I made a bunch of extra spare materials, so. Yep, copper gears, redstone coil, machine frame, bucket. I'm just gonna leave that stuff be and go use a different crafting table. Now, case you've been wondering, I do dub over these later. So I record first and then dub later. And that's in case something happens and like I just muck up the recording horribly, like the voice recording. I can just redub over it later instead of having to be stuck with it, which is good because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, not super, but I like things to be nice. And just, yeah. Now, there's a fluid transposer, and now I'm just going to hook it up to our fluid duct. And it's filling with water, which is good, and I'm wondering why it's not working. And so I tried playing with the ports and seeing if I can get it to work that way or something, but nothing seems to be working. And then I remember that, oh yeah, I turned off my power supply so the farm doesn't explode. Well, not literally explode, but it'll start producing more than it can handle. So I turned the power supply back on, now it's filling up, it's just like, yay, good. And there it goes, and it's starting. And this will take a while, so I'll just go back to it later. In the meantime, I'll make the scythe, I think. And I don't need all those stone bits, so I'm just throwing them away. Fine, if I need them later, I'll make more. It's cobblestone, it's really cheap. So I throw those back in and go back to the scythe. Come on, find your scythe. Oh no, I'm making the axe next. So I need that rod back to rod cast. And now I don't need it anymore, so I go back, I make, whoops, switch over to axe, get the hatchet. That's basically a diamond axe, except self-repairing and awesome. Or it will be self-repairing after I add a ball of moss to it. Yep, so I go ahead and throw that on there. Yay! And I've got a super diamond axe. I just wanted to go test it out, make sure it doesn't explode or break everything horribly, and it doesn't. So that's excellent. Let's see. Oh, yes, and the hammer names. I've got one called the Band Hammer, one called the Pwn Hammer, and one called MC Hammer. Just for fun. You can name them when you make them. The excavator's called the Defiler, and my axe is Lumberjill, just because why not? And I'm just making the scythe. And yep. And we just whack all the ingredients together. And scythe. I'm going to call it Tree Reaper because reasons. And what this does is it harvests leaves and plants in a 3x3 area. I'm going to hit it with Silk Touch so it harvests the leaves itself instead of dropping saplings. And the reason for that is I've given half a thought to making a giant tree house. But to do that, I'm going to need leaves. And if I do go the treehouse route, the tree that it produces is absolutely massive. So, yeah. It's going to take pretty much a scythe to get through it with any kind of speed. Let's see. What else is there? Oh, there's the farm. Oh, and if you're wondering how I can fly, it's not creative mode. I actually built a genetics lab and infused myself with bat DNA so I can fly, and I'll show you that in a bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and harvest a little cotton. I can use this cotton to make string. There we go. Now let's see here. What's next? What am I doing? I think I'm trying to remember what I was going to do next. That's right, we're going to go down here. And there's the genetics lab. Yeah, so you have analyzer, extractor, decryptor, splitter, breeder, centrifuge, and DNA combiner. And all those machines go together to create an injectable DNA strand. And you can use it to infuse yourself with all sorts of DNA. Bat, blaze if you want to shoot fireballs, or gas if you want to shoot bigger fireballs. Squid if you want to breathe underwater. So it's really quite neat. It's a pain in the butt though. I was going around scraping bats and chickens and getting all sorts of stuff. And anyway, now I'm just I've got the things to set up a sorting system. And you can see I've already got a storage system partially in place. Those diamond chests are very expensive. Whoops. And I'm just placing tables. These are automatic crafting tables. They're part of the logistics pipes. And basically they let you auto-craft things when used with a crafting pipe, which I'll show you later. So I'm just trying to find a good place for the lighting to go. And that'll do, I think. Maybe one up top. Yeah? Yeah. I'll just put some torches around the room. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. That looks good. And I may shift everything back one, but I doubt it. I really rather doubt it. So there are crafting logistics pipes. We just go ahead and plonk them all down. No big deal. Just like that. And what do I need? I need tesseracts, don't I? Yeah, I do. So I'm going to go ahead and go grab some more. I should just be using ender chests for all of this nonsense, but I like the tesseracts, so we've come this far, and, you know, as they say, in for a penny, in for a pound. Yep, and I just rearranged torches again. And where do I put these? I put these in the wrong place initially. They're close to the right place, but I just wanted them to be elevated one. I actually bungle this up pretty good. It's not that bad of a bungle, but it isn't terribly pretty. Yep, there we go. So now they're elevated by one. And that's just so I can put pipes on the undersides without tumbling into the floor and making everything look horrible and that kind of thing. Mostly for aesthetics, really. And so I'm just going to set it to the sort frequency, and these are items to be sorted, but that's wrong, it's misleading, so I changed it to craft. So items to be crafted. And I update that and set it, and there we go. And now I need a new frequency called sort, and this one will go to the sorting room. So I'm just going to throw on a logistics chassis, and that's going to do its thing. Now, I wasn't prepared for this, but items start flowing out. Quite a few items start flowing out after a moment. Like, where did that come from? Where did the glowstone essence come from? And And then now diamond essence and lapis, and like, oh crap, I have to break that. Oh crap, everything's coming out. Why? Why won't it stop? So eventually I just break the chassis and a just explosion of crap and oops. But it works, kind of. That's the important part, is it kind of works. So I just go ahead and dump all the essences back in place. Although I start keeping one, or at least some of every essence. And that's going to be important later. Whoops, wrong one. And then you can see how quickly the chests fill up. It's just ridiculous. So I'm going to need to update that, and I'm going to turn off the power supply just for now. It's because I'm done with it and I need the farm to stop trying to eat itself. So yeah, so now I'm just going through and picking out one of every essence so I can throw them in the crafting grids. So that they can do their thing. I'm looking for things I don't have. What am I missing? I'm missing all sorts of stuff. And that'll do. I'm not going to set up a crafting grid for everything because I don't have a farm for everything. The bottom row, for example, doesn't have any crops assigned to it. I just use that as sort of an as-needed thing. So like, yep. So just, and that's how you set it up. That's how you set up a crafting grid. So you just set up your recipe. It's a ghost recipe, so it doesn't consume the items. Then you click import, and it's set. But yeah, the bottom farm doesn't have any crops assigned. I use it as an as-needed basis. So like things I don't need very often or very much of, I can just plant and like throw some seeds in the planter and just forget about it, which I really like, since I don't have to worry about them. It's like slime balls or skeleton bones or gas tears. I don't really need a lot of. I need a little of, but not much. And so I'm just going through here and setting up everything. Now I didn't need to use the platinum. I'm not sure why I set that one up. Because that's also an as-needed thing. And I really don't need much of it. But this is the good stuff. This is the cobalt and the ardite. And these are very, very useful for Tinker's Construct. Now, the ferrous ore, that's also an as-needed thing. Lead has a farm, though. I'm not sure why. I guess just to fill things in, but well, it's used with enough frequency that it's okay. Lapis is another one for Tinker's Construct. It actually has a use now. It's amazing. Copper, very important. I'm just going to put it back and put the lapis back. And what else do we need? I'm just going to start throwing other essences up top now. And we're done. Whoop, find your hole. There you go. I love that bat gene thing. It's amazing. So that's part of advanced genetics, which is a neat little mod. It's a little buggy, kind of prone to crashing and corrupting the world, but you know, it's okay. just stick to the basic machines and everything works out fine. So I'm just going through and picking out some of the other things and then realizing that, wait, no, I'm an idiot. I don't need all this stuff. And the farm's still going just because it takes a while for power to drain out of everything. And I was mistaken, by the way. The steam engines, even at rest, will consume coal. And even though it's not using any energy, it'll still slowly consume coal. So that's just something to be mindful of. I mean, I produce more than I know what to do with, so it's not that big a deal, but it's kind of a nightmare. And yeah, emeralds. I don't really have a use for emeralds beyond villager trading. And eventually I'll turn it back up to easy and we'll find a zombie villager and cure it and start like a breeding cell or something, because it's still 1.6.4. So breeding cells still work. And we can use that to make, well, I was going to say an iron farm, but that seems kind of pointless now. It's just a wee bit obsolete, I think. Okay, and these are supplier pipes. And what supplier pipes do is they tell the crafting grids what to craft. And I'm going to need some more things to know, to tell the pipes what to do, but I'll handle that later, off camera. So the system won't be fully functional as of today, but it will be functional in the near future. I'm trying to decide if I like that, don't like that. I don't like that, so I just pop it off there. I do have some more basic pipes, so I decided to use those. And I think I'm just going to do what I do in every single series, and that is just run the pipes along the ceiling and call it good. So there's a tesseract, and I'm going to set to sort. Now we need a logistics chassis and a quick sort module. Yep, and so that's installed. And now what that'll do is each one of those pipes, each one of those logistics pipes has its own sort of inventory where you can dump items to. And it'll sort anything based on its thing. And I'm not going to hook this up yet. First off, I'm going to set the default route. And now I adjust all of these to be infinite just for later so I don't forget. Because it's something I usually forget to do. Yep. So I'm just going around hooking up all the pipes. There we go. It looks kind of like the Death Star or something. Like a mini version of it, but I think it looks pretty cool, so. Oh, and all the ores in the walls, all the cobblestone, all the weirdness, that's eventually going to go away. Before that, I have to delve into Thaumcraft, which is a system of magic, really, wherein you can create wands and wand foci and all sorts of stuff. And one of the wand focuses you can use is the wand of equivalent trade. And what that does is it replaces everything in a certain area with a selected material. So I can just melt up a bunch of smooth stone and use the wand to just fill in the entire area. And we're out of time, so I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me, and bye-bye.